Hello, welcome. My name is Jess Herman from Jess Yoga, and I'm here today to guide you through 45 minutes for the Refugee Employment Network, 45 minutes a day in May to raise money for Refugee Employment Network. So thank you for being here and thank you for doing 45 minutes with me. So we're going to start by sitting and coming into our breath. So find yourself a comfortable seat, and that can look however it looks for you. You can be sitting on a cushion, on bricks, however your body is happy. Let's take a big sigh together. So we're going to inhale through the nose and a big sigh out the mouth. Get rid of any of that stress from your day or your morning. 2 more like that. Last one. Great, let's bring our attention to our breath. So we'll start with putting our hands on your belly, and see if you can feel as you inhale the space between the fingers slightly increasing, and as you exhale, almost squeezing the belly button to the spine, feeling the space between your fingers decreasing. And just get awareness of your breath. We're going to seal the lips and see if we can breathe in and out through the nose. And the hands on the belly give us this information about where we can breathe all the way down to. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the furrow of the eyebrows, the brows, relaxing the muscles of the eyes. One more breath like this. So next we're going to take our hands to our side ribs. So I like to have my thumb behind and my fingers in front, just about the bra line. And we can get this feedback from our hands where we're breathing into the sides of the body. So remembering that the breath is a 360-degree experience. So again, breathing in, breathing out. Seeing if you can slow that breath down, 2 more like that. Maybe starting to pay attention to your surroundings. What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you feel? And then taking the hands up to the top of the lung tissue, up here, by your collarbones. And we're going to keep inhaling, filling up the belly, filling up the sides of the lungs, and as you fill up all of your lung capacity, coming right up to the top of the chest. And getting a sense of what you can feel underneath you, feeling the floor, feeling the clothes on your skin, maybe the temperature of the air, coming into presence, filling up the belly, the side lungs, the top of the ribs. Really releasing the jaw. We tend to hold quite a lot of tension here. And then letting that go, letting the hands rest wherever they want to rest. And just taking a moment before we start in our physical asana flow. If you want to create some kind of sankalpa, intention for your practice, and in fact what you're doing is already quite an intention in and of itself, which is spending 45 minutes a day dedicating that time so that you can raise money for the benefit of refugees' employment. So maybe we think about this intention, or maybe there's something else going on for you that you'd like to dedicate your practice to, just bringing in an extra element of kind of importance, matter. Turning the corners of your lips up ever so slightly, perhaps closing your eyes if you feel comfortable, or bringing your eye gaze down to the floor. And a reminder throughout this practice, my words and my teaching is only an invitation, so please listen to your bodies. Please alter as much as you need. I'll try and give options. And yeah, feel free to not do what I'm offering as well. So we're going to stay with this conscious breath as we move through a flow. And if you would like to, this is a good moment to put your own playlist on, whatever you fancy. You do you. It could be something calm and yoga-y, but it could be, heavy metal if you like. So you get a chance to practice, in the comfort of your own homes probably. So we're going to start on hands and knees. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the elbows, bringing the knees underneath the hips, and we're just going to pad the wrists a little bit. So we're going to warm up the wrists. And again, keeping that awareness on your breath. You're holding the breath at any point, see if you can keep it flowing in and out through the nose, and again, relaxing the jaw. So like a cat, you're kind of pouring your mat, just getting into your wrists. Lovely. And then we're going to start to make some circles around the wrists. So making some circles. Coming into our bodies and hopefully out of our busy, busy heads. And then change direction. Great. We're going to do the same circles, but we're going to do it with the hips. So you're going to bring your attention to your hips, maybe tucking them under as you come forwards, like you're making a big circle. And then change direction. Lovely. And we're going to come into warming up the spine. So simply coming into some cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're going to let your belly kind of come to the ground as you fan your tail behind you. You can imagine you've got a big peacock's tail, and you're also looking in front of you, letting the shoulders come away from the ears. And as you exhale, tuck that tail all the way between your legs. Tuck your chin to your chest. See if you can spread your shoulders apart. And we're going to go for a few rounds like this in your own breath length as you inhale, coming into cow posture. As you exhale, coming into cat posture. Get a sense of your spine, how it's doing, how you're feeling. And then we go into our disco cat, one of my favourites. So there's not any rules for this, but you're just going to move your spine in any which way that feels delicious. I'm getting a bit feline. Cat at a disco vibes, so wild cat's also cool. So saying if you can get into your own spine, have some connection with your own body. And if there's something that feels really good, you could maybe pause for a moment and then keep moving on through. Great. Okay. Let's get off these hands for a moment. So either you're going to sit back onto your feet, or if you feel happy and you want to get a bit of work into your feet, we're going to tuck the toes, and that is going to give us a flexion here, which is really good for our feet because they hang out in shoes all day long and it's not wonderful for our feet. So we're going to tuck the toes if it feels okay. Then we will clasp our hands and we'll take some figures of 8 here. Just coming into the wrist one more time, getting ready for any weight bearing. Reverse the figure of 8. And then we're going to flick. So flicking away whatever needs to be flicked away. Hopefully you've forgotten about your feet. And then you're going to come back down. So we're back into the hands and knees. Lovely. Just checking it's still recording. Great. So we're going to take the right hand and we're going to bring it up into the sky. Reach up as if you're trying to grab something from your ceiling. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Take a big breath. As you exhale, we're going to thread this right hand through the gap between the left knee and the left wrist, all the way down until the right cheek is on the floor. We'll keep this left elbow above the left wrist for a moment. This is called thread the needle. And we're going to press gently into this left hand here. And as you press gently, you'll feel a bit of feedback that goes into your spine. It's a little twist for you there. Lovely. Let's add the left calf muscle into the mix. So we're going to stretch out that left leg, press down into the heel. The ball of the foot is on the ground. And hopefully you get a little stretch through the left calf muscle. There's some options here. So you might stay here, you might keep the knee bent. That might be enough. One option is to bring this left hand kind of up towards the top of the head on the mat. You can also tent the fingers. Another option is to bring this left hand all the way to the sacrum, or even all the way around to the hip crease on the right side. Now, if you want to play fun balancing games, and you might fall over, you're going to tuck the right toes, and there's an option to lift that left leg, and you might fall over, and then you're going to laugh at yourself and get back up again. So options. You don't have to pick up the leg. You could keep the leg down, you could even keep the leg bent. Whatever you're doing, we're going to all find our way back to this position here where we started, hand next to face, both feet back on the ground, and we're going to push through this left hand and unwind ourselves all the way back up, reaching up to the ceiling. Lovely. And then the right hand comes back down, and we're going to come through cat-cow again. So cow, inhale, cat, exhale. Here we go. Left hand lifts to the sky. So first finding a neutral spine. Left hand lifts into the sky. Reaching all the way up so we get to really stretch out through the fascia of the chest, of the arms. And then as you exhale, the left hand goes in between the gap of the right knee and the right elbow. The left side of the face, I'm going to turn around for you, comes to the floor. And the same on the other side. So first we just press against the floor with that right hand. Keeping the breath flowing and full and long. So we're not gritting our teeth and pushing. We're finding ease in the body. Steadiness and ease. Let the hands come forwards. Maybe coming onto fingertips for a moment. Or you might bring the hand to the sacrum or all the way around to the left hip crease. There's an option. I would tuck the back toes just for balance. You can start to work through the right calf muscle. And then we've got this other option of finding a little bit of length and balance. When we're finding balance, it's a good idea to take a solid eye gaze to get your drishti, your eye gaze, and then unwinding all the way, bringing the right hand back next to the face, pressing down through the right arm, left hand lifts, reaching up to the sky. Hope I got the right way around. I think I did, yes. And then coming back down. Lovely. Okay, let's do some spine balancing. So again, this is going to be working the strength of your core as well. So we'll take the right arm forward. So the hand is roughly in line with the shoulder. The left leg is going to come back, and you can leave it on the ground. So we come back into this calf stretch. If you are feeling happy, you might raise that left leg so that the foot is roughly, look in the camera now, roughly in line with the hip, flexing the toes of that left leg. So feeling all the little muscles that are having to work here to keep you balanced. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze the knee and the elbow together underneath the belly. As you inhale, we're going to reach out. 2 more like that. Inhale to reach. Exhale. The last time. If you want one little challenge, you're going to bring the left leg to the side, maybe bent, and the right arm to the right. as an option to straighten the leg if you want even more of a challenge. And we come back. Coming into child's pose, getting off the hands for a moment. So bring the bum back to the heels. Let your body melt down to the floor. Now you might have some props or bricks or books. So you could use your brick and place it underneath the forehead to raise the floor to you. Take a couple of breaths. Again, remembering to release through the jaw. See if you can let go of the tension, let go of some of these muscles that you might be holding on to, and just let it all melt down into the mat. And then slowly lifting the head up like a little hedgehog after hibernation. Coming back up, finding that tabletop position again. The left hand is going to reach out in front. Right leg comes back. We press into the ball of the right foot. Maybe we stay here, or lifting the leg. And being careful not to dip the back too much. So tucking a little bit and activating through the core muscles here that are holding you in this position. Relax through the jaw. Exhale, elbow to knee. Squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. One more time. And then there's an option to just come back down, or you might bring the left hand out to the left, the right knee bent to the right or straight if you're feeling feisty. And then let that all come down. Last time back into a child's pose. This time we're going to make a prayer with the hands, Anjali Mudra. And we'll take the hands behind the head. Maybe a little moment to touch in with your intention or your sankalpa. A little prayer perhaps, if there's anything that you are praying for, wishing for. And then letting that prayer go. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to come back up to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes just for a little moment, and we're going to start to lift the bum up and back, almost diagonally back behind us, so that we can come into a downward facing dog position, but we're going to keep the knees nice and bent to begin with. We're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears and let the heels come towards the floor. They don't have to reach the floor. And then maybe you can pedal one foot at a time. Lovely. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. So bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. So we don't need to straighten them. And bend them so much that your torso kind of drips down onto your legs. And just give your head a little shake. Maybe a little no and a little yes. Great. And then slowly, you can either use your hands on your legs to slowly come up through the spine, or you can do it without your hands. Just slowly coming all the way to standing. Oh, lovely. Okay, let's roll it out a bit. So, let's start with the neck. So we're going to bring the right hand out to the right and the left ear towards the left shoulder. You can move this right hand around and it will give you some feedback about what might feel good for this right neck muscles here. If you wish, you can take your left hand all the way over to the right side of the head, but you're not pulling it or yanking it, you're just gently encouraging it and guiding. And in fact, you can use that left hand on your neck to massage yourself gently. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the nose towards the armpit. And then maybe, if you want, you can look back up to the ceiling. Have a little kind of moment here, finding some range of motion in your neck. Lovely. And then bring both hands to your neck as it lifts to center. Give yourself a little neck massage and really see if you can get into these suboccipital muscles here at the base of the skull that are usually quite tight. very involved in our stress responses. So we'll massage that out. Maybe there's a big exhale as well. And then bringing that massage up to the scalp, releasing some of that sticky fascia in the scalp. Okay, left hand out to the left, right ear towards the right shoulder, maybe moving that left arm around a bit, and you get some information here. Option for the right hand to come all the way up over towards the left ear, just to very gently encourage that stretch. And then we turn the nose towards the armpit. More information here about you need to have a shower. Giving that neck, side, head a bit of a massage. And then option to kind of go between these two motions, ceiling to floor with your eye gaze. And then both hands bringing the head back up to centre. Great. Let's warm up the arms as well. So we're going to take some arm circles. Lovely. Let's warm up your brains. So we're going to go backwards. Lovely. And then you don't have to get this right, we're just playing. Both hands are going to come up. We're going to see if one hand goes forwards and one hand goes backwards. And the tip is that your body turns towards the back hand slightly. And then we go round like this. Just a bit of fun. And then we're going to stop at the top and we're going to go the other way. So the other arm goes forwards and the other arm goes backwards. Just getting into those shoulders. Lovely. And we'll do the same with the legs. So we're going to go around, just coming into the hip a bit. So you can bring your foot down between each movement. If you want to work on balance and strength, you can try to keep that foot up. A couple of circles this way, change direction. Maybe you got some clicking like me. Lovely. And swap legs. And let's come all the way up with an inhale. We'll let the arms lift as well. So we're going to come up onto tiptoes, arms lift. Small balance here. As you exhale, the hands come down and so do the heels. So we're really matching the breath to movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Exhale down. Great. So we'll come into a couple of sun salutations. So at the top of your mat, you're going to have your feet hip width apart. And as you inhale, the arms lift to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to spread your wings and start to hinge at the hips. So you're folding here. You are welcome to bend your knees as much as you need. If you come into a forward fold, hands can come to wherever, can come to the legs, the feet, the floor. With a forward fold. Let's stay here for a moment. We're going to grab the elbows. Again, you can bend the knees. And we're just going to have a few little tiny bounces. And just check what's going on with your vision. So we're upside down. So we're in a little inversion. And it's great for just changing your perspective. Shaking it all up a bit. Giving you a bit of fresh perspective. Coming into the body. And then we'll let the hands slide to the shins. Elongate the arms, maybe starting to lengthen through the legs, bringing the weight into the heels, spread the toes. And we're looking for the torso to be parallel to the floor. This is your half lift. Let your neck be an extension of your spine and the crown of your head coming forwards and your sacrum coming backwards. One more breath. As you exhale, we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands to the floor, and we're going to step back into a plank of your choice. So we've got three options. The first is the tabletop position that we did before, and that might be enough. The second is to bring the knees further back, tuck the hips, and come into a half plank. So you really tuck the hips, so we're not up here. We're just tucking the hips. And the third option is to bring the knees off the floor, again tucking the hips, heels to the back of the room, crown of the head forwards, keep breathing. Lovely. And whatever plank you've chosen, we're going to bring the knees back down. Lovely. And we're going to bend the elbows towards the hips, slowly lowering ourselves down. You can obviously just flop down as well, that's allowed. Finding your way to the ground. Lovely. Bringing the hands forwards so the elbows remain underneath the shoulders for our Sphinx posture. The feet are nice and wide. The forearms press down through the floor, as do the palms and the tops of the toes, so the toenail sides, and the pelvis as well. And we're going to gently encourage the heart forwards, and then we lift. So this is a heart opener. And I think that you will have pretty open hearts, the fact that you're doing this 45-minute challenge every day of May to raise money for REN. So let's see if we can open them a little bit more. So if there's any pinching in the spine, you can just come down a little bit, bring the heart forwards a bit more. And if it doesn't feel good, please just bring your hands into a pillow, bring your head down. So we never want to push into something that doesn't feel good. Great, so one more breath here, really opening the collarbones, letting the shoulders slide down away from the ears. Lovely, and then we're going to, let's work into the back just a little bit. So we're going to bring the hands into a pillow, bring the forehead down, give your hips a little wiggle. We're going to pick up the feet and we're gently going to windscreen wipe the feet left and right, but just very gently. They don't have to touch the floor or anything like that. We just get having a little release for the lower back. Then we're going to come to the feet on the left and just hold for a moment. Back to centre, feet to the right. Bringing the feet flat on the floor. And we're going to bring the arms out like a goalpost arms. And as you inhale, we're going to see if we can lift the arms off the floor slightly, working into the back of the body. So you don't have to come super high. It's up to you how hard you want to work. As you exhale, we're coming back down. Little rest. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, lift, and hold. Exhale, back down. If you want to make it harder, you can bring your hands, arms in front of you. Inhale, lift, squeezing the back of the body, keeping the feet on the floor. And exhale, we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Let the forehead come to the ground. Tuck the toes under. And then we're going to activate through the midline. So thinking about squeezing the belly button towards the spine, activating through the pelvic floor. So like you're trying to stop a wee. Feeling the midline as you press down through the earth with your hands. You're going to use the midline to see if you can come back up to one of these positions. Probably a half plank. Lovely, and then we're going to slide the bum back and coming back into our downward facing dog. This is supposed to be a resting pose. Let's see what we can do. So let the head go, don't worry about the head. And as you're here, maybe you can let all of the kerfuffle and head noodles just fall out of your head. Let's give a nice big exhale to this. So in through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. You can have your knees bent and lengthen the spine, or you can start to work towards lengthening the legs. Again, the heels don't have to touch the floor. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, look towards your hands, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Bend the knees, exhale into your forward fold. Inhale. Hands to shins, we find a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And again, you can walk your way up using your hands, or you might just inhale and use the core as you come all the way up. Exhale, hands come alongside the body. Great. Let's take another little round. So, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, spread the wings. Bringing the hands down as you come into your forward fold. Now, you might have a brick or a book or something like this. So you might want to place it in between your feet that are in front of your feet. And remember the brick's got 3 settings, so you can choose which one you want. What we're going to do is we're going to bend the left knee and we're going to straighten the right leg. And we're going to bring the left hand down towards either the floor in front or a brick. So you can really find a bit more space here by using a brick. And we're going to press down into the straight right leg. You can almost press the hip slightly out so you get a little stretch on this outer right hip. And then to turn this into even more of a stretch, we're going to add a little twist by bringing the right hand into the sky. Again, spreading the fingers. And as you exhale, the right hand comes down. You're going to swap the bent leg. So the right knee is now bent, left leg is straight. Left leg hand comes up into the sky and right hand is down. Lengthening and pressing gently into this left hip. Lovely little twist, bringing the hands back down, coming into your forward fold. Bringing the hands to the shins, lengthening the torso, spreading the weight into the heels. Exhale, bringing the hands back down to the floor. And we're going to take the left leg back this time. And we're going to bring the left knee down to the floor. So the right knee is over the ankle. And we're going to walk our way up. So if you've got knee problems, you can fold your mat over or get a cushion and pad the knee. So can you tuck the tailbone here a little bit? The knee is going to be over the ankle. And we're just gently going to smooth this tailbone down so that we get this lovely stretch in the hip flexor. It's very, very nice. Great. Let's add on to this. So the right hand is going to come to the right thigh and hold on to the right thigh. And then the left hand is going to come up into the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, there's an opportunity to stretch all the way over towards the right with the left hand. It's getting a nice side stretch for the body. Maybe we turn to look up at the sky. And again, you can titrate this movement so you can make it smaller, bigger, depending on what your body wants. But in yoga, we don't want to go past approximately 80% of what might be possible. So we don't want to go into injury. We're looking for wellness and health and all sorts of things. Great. So coming back out of that, we're going to tuck the back toes and see if we can come all the way up to a warrior 4. So the back heel is off the floor, the toes are down. The front knee is tracking the middle 3 toes here. Great, both hands come up with an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to take the left hand forwards and the right hand behind us. Again, a little twist. Coming back to center with an inhale. Exhale into cactus arms, so we're goalpost arms like this, letting the elbows come back towards each other. Lovely, really, really nice. And then we windmill the hands down. And we're going to step this back, finding a plank of your choice. Yeah, so again, got those 3 options. Whatever you found, holding this plank just for a little moment, feeling the strength of your midline, tucking your hips under. And then bring the knees down, bend the elbows back towards the ribs, the hips. Slowly find your way down. And we're going to come back to Sphinx, just as we did before. Letting the heart lift. If you're feeling very warm and flexible in the spine and you want a bit more, you might come to lift the forearms off the floor, but your back might not want to do that, so then you reverse and come back down. Are you present? Is your mind still in your body, in the pose, in the breath, in the yoga, or has it wandered? Can you bring it back? relaxing again the jaw, muscles of the eyes, maybe the muscles of the bum here as well. Lovely. And then again, we're going to bring the hands, make a pillow for the forehead. Maybe shake out your bum a little bit, shake out your hips. Take in a couple of breaths into the belly here. So as you inhale, noticing the feedback from the earth, the floor underneath you. As you exhale, noticing the belly button coming towards the spine, the expansion and the contraction of the inhale and the exhale. Relax the shoulders. Give yourself into the air. And then we use the back muscles to lift the torso slightly. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, forehead down. Activate through that midline. Press yourself all the way back up. Slide the bum into downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Shake out that head. Take some breaths here. And we're going to take this left leg. Then we're going to bring it in between the hands, just slightly over to the left. Right knee comes to the floor this time. So the right knee is down, and we start to lift ourselves up. Again, we are smoothing the tail down behind us. The knee is over the ankle. Again, you can pad this knee where it's needed. Lovely. Then we take the left hip with the left hand. Inhale, right arm comes up. We reach all the way up, and as we exhale, we come over to the left. We're finding this length in the side body, finding the space in the intercostal muscles here. Inhale to release. Lovely. And then we're going to pick up the back toes and find our way up. However you can get there. So you can use your leg to find your way up. Again, the heel is off the floor. We're in our warrior 4. It's a strong warrior stance. We're kind of building this warrior energy, confidence. Arms come up. With an inhale, with an exhale, the right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. There's a little twist. Full deep breaths. Inhale, both hands come up. Exhale into cactus arms again. So we stretch across the chest. Lovely. And then hands are going to come down. We're going to step that back foot up to the top of the mat. Great. Before we come to the floor, I think we should do a little goddess pose with a lion's breath. I think that's what you need. So, on your mat, come nice and wide. And so your toes are going to be turning slightly out, and your knees are going to track your toes. So see if your knees can sort of track the middle 3 toes. As we come down, we're going to bring the hands to a prayer. We'll come to Shiva Mudra, so the fingers interlace apart from the first pointer finger. And we're going to add a lion's breath here. So, as we will come up, and let's do that first. So you're going to come up, arms above the head, lengthening through the legs, so you get a bit more relaxed. When we come down, we're going to bring the hands forwards, and we're going to stick out the tongue, nice and wide, eyes wide open, and we're going to make a big breath, getting all the stuck energy out of our lungs. So, let's do it on 3 together. Don't worry, no one's looking at you, but you're all looking at me, so it seems a bit unfair. But anyway, 1. So inhale, exhale, lion's breath. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lion's breath. Nice and fierce. Last time. Let the hands come to the knees. And we're going to drop the right shoulder into the middle, gently looking behind the left. Swap sides. Inhale, exhale, twist. Back to the centre. And then maybe we just hold for a little moment with a prayer. If you wish, we just do a couple of bounces here, building some of that lovely leg strength energy. You don't have to do that. And then let your legs come nice and long. Great. Okay, so we're going to step the back foot to meet the front over here. Lovely. Okay, we'll make our way down to the ground and then we're going to stay down. So, give everything a little shake. What needs shaking off? Rolling the shoulders, rolling whatever needs rolling. Finding your mountain pose, so your feet are hip width apart. Your hands are alongside the body, palms facing forwards, thinking about the placement of your head so that it's not leaning forwards or backwards. Finding quite a neutral position. Just feeling the earth underneath you, spread the toes. Pick up your right heel and bring the heel further back behind you as you place it down. So we spread the fascia of the foot. We do the same with the left. And then really feel that grounding energy. Maybe you can notice where the tension is in your body, and as you exhale, send a bit of breath and space to those spaces. Inhale, arms lift all the way up. Exhale, we're going to take a prayer this time, down through the midline, bend the knees. Come all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. And we'll step back, last time, into a plank of your choice. And from here, we're just going to slide into downward facing dog. So last downward dog of the practice, say goodbye to your dog. Maybe we can add a little funky movement here. So as we inhale, we'll lift the heels up. As we exhale, we're going to bring both heels towards the left. So we get to stretch through the sides of the body. Inhale, heels come up. Exhale, both heels come to the right. Stretching through the body. Gorgeous. Inhale, both heels come to the center. So we're going to bring the right foot towards the left wrist, the left foot towards the right wrist. We're going to cross at the shins and sit on the bottom. Lovely. Great. Let's come into the hamstrings a bit because we haven't stretched those out so much. So we'll come into this pose, Janushrasana. So you take the left foot, come and face you, take the left foot, bring the sole of the left foot in towards the right thigh, and then flex your right toes. Lovely. Inhale, we're going to lift all the way up. As we exhale, you can use your brick, by the way, or your book, whatever you've got to kind of prop that leg. If it's feeling like it can't relax down, you can lift the floor to bring it towards you. So, inhale, get nice and long. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold, but keep flexing that right foot. It doesn't matter where you get to, we're just looking for some feedback in the right hamstrings and the back of the top of the leg on the right. And as you inhale, we're going to ease off a bit. And as you exhale, we come down. Inhale, ease off. And again, this might look completely different in your body, so try to stay out of comparison. Couple more breaths. Lovely. And option here, so relax that foot. This is totally optional. If you want a little back bend here, you're going to keep the feet as they are. You're going to bring the left hand behind you and the right hand lifts into the sky. You can lift the hips all the way up if you wish, you know, a tiny bit or a lot, whatever's going on for you in your body, just to stretch out the body a little bit more. And then we come down and we're going to swap sides. So now the right foot, sole of the foot comes into the thigh. We flex the left toes. So if my torso was to come flat, the midline would be in line with the inside seam of that left leg. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, the hands come wherever they land, either side of the leg. Inhale, rise. Remember, you can use a brick if you need. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Last breath here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release, forward fold. Get a bit of feedback with those hamstrings. And again, we've got this option to take the right hand behind, left hand lifts, and maybe the hips lift as well. Little reach. And down. Great. Well done. So, we're going to come into our happy baby. So we'll lie onto the back. That's very nice, isn't it? We're going to try and keep the sacrum on the floor. So imagine you've put some blueberries here and you're just going to squish them down with the sacrum. The hands come on the insides of the legs and we bend the knees down, and you can grab the trousers or the ankles or the insides of the feet, the outsides of the feet. We're just going to let the knees kind of relax down almost towards the armpits with the heels directly above the knees, relaxing through the hips here. Great. Give yourself a great big cuddle. Well done. I'm going to come into Shavasana now. So we'll just have a short couple of minutes of Shavasana. So roll your knees around so that you can give your sacrum a little bit of massage on the floor. Lovely. Oh, so nice. Maybe you need to give yourself a big cuddle. And then anything that you need to do to complete your yoga practice, please do. Otherwise, you're going to bring your legs about mat width apart and your arms just far enough that your shoulders, your armpits can breathe. It's time to relax. It is time to do absolutely nothing, just for this moment, this slice of time. Let your body relax into the earth. With an exhale, see if you can let go a bit more. Feeling the gravity pull your bones down towards the mat. Your muscles softening. There is nothing to do in this moment. So you are very welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you possibly can. Very important pose. And if you're ready to come out, then just start to stretch through the body, perhaps stretching the feet away from the hands, bringing your awareness back into your body. And then giving yourself a cuddle. So bringing your hands around your knees, giving yourself a little cuddle, remembering this important self-love, ahimsa. And then rolling onto the right side. And sitting up slowly in your own time as we close together. Bringing your hands perhaps over your heart or in a prayer position, returning back to this sankalpa, this intention of why you came to the mat today, why you are coming into your body every day for 45 minutes in May. This most excellent charity, Refugee Employment Network, and its excellent ethos and aims for the people and planet. So yeah, really cheering you on your journey, little cheerleader over here. And just giving thanks as well to the practice that's somehow made its way from India, Southeast Asia, all the way through my mouth and into your bodies. So yeah, really grateful for the practice, grateful for you. Thank you for coming. If you want any more information about me, I'm Jess Yoga. You can look me up, or I'll leave a link somewhere. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you.